My name is Alden Morris, and today we're going to be introducing the Beez Combat Systems APTUM Minimalist Plate Carrier. Now, in the previous video that I did, I mentioned the APTUM Minimalist Plate Carrier made by Beez Combat Systems in the video that I provided for the features and benefits for the primary APTUM Plate Carrier, which is right here. This right here is my personal loadout. You can see I have it arranged for my specific characteristics, things that I require when out in training. However, if you purchase the APTUM by Beez Combat Systems, that plate carrier, you can obviously retrofit it to any loadout that you prefer personally. However, going over the APTUM Minimalist by Beez Combat Systems, we're going to be going over the features and benefits that this plate carrier provides. As opposed to the APTUM loadout, which is more of a, exponential loadout. So something that when you'd be wearing your magazines on the front, on the sides, things like that. As opposed to the APTUM Minimalist, this is primarily set up for wearing concealed. So if you're working in law enforcement or gray man security, bail bond recovery, things like that, or if you're just a civilian or a responsible citizen who wants to have more of a low profile body armor loadout, the APTUM Minimalist is definitely the way to go. Now, Beez Combat Systems in the past has provided several different types of plate carriers that were designed purposely for wearing concealed, and those were the ECP and the SBT. Now that the evolution has changed and body structures have changed, things like that, the APTUM Minimalist allows for an even more concealable option as opposed to the previous SBT and ECP concealable plate carriers. Primarily, this is because of the shoulder straps in this plate carrier are actually integrated. So if you look at previous plate carriers, some of the shoulder straps were not integrated, but now with the options of laser cut that provides for Beez Combat Systems, what they're able to provide for their clientele is the fact that the laser cut machines, those CNC machines, can provide that laser cut integral option for the shoulder straps specifically. So if you're a smaller framed individual like myself, for example, it's likely that you're going to be adjusting the shoulder straps on any concealable plate carrier, and you're going to have overlapping material. So that material that overlaps actually slides right into the shoulder pocket, which it finds itself into the plate pocket as well. So any additional material, if you're a smaller framed individual, that additional material from the shoulder strap itself actually weaves right into the plate pocket on the back directly. So that provides less bunching up when you're wearing a shirt or a sweater and you have those overlaid straps of material bunching up in the back, to have it go flush right into the plate pocket. And as it goes into the plate pocket, one thing that does need to be realized is it does not interfere whatsoever with the placement of the plate that you're going to be carrying. So whether you're running a soft body armor or a hard body armor, whether it's pistol rated or rifle rated, that hard armor or soft body armor is going to fit nice and flush with those additional material from the shoulder straps if you're a smaller framed individual like myself. So personally vouching for that factor. A lot of guys don't have to even worry about adjusting shoulder straps. However, if you're smaller framed, that is something that does need to be highlighted, that the additional material does not interfere with the placement of the plate once inserted into that pocket. So moving on, as you can see from the diagram here, that we have highlighted specific bullet points, as can also be seen on the website with Beez Combat Systems as well. Now this plate carrier, the APTUM Minimalist that I have here, is one of the older models, since I have the opportunity to work with Beez Combat Systems directly. This older model, the only thing different from this APTUM Minimalist and the APTUM Minimalist that you could purchase right now from the website is the fact that there's now available a Kangaroo pocket that fits magazines right here on the front. Mine does not, so there is no Kangaroo pocket on this one. As for the traditional APTUM, the primary APTUM, there is a Kangaroo pocket that does consist of the ability to hold 3 AR magazines. This one that I personally have does not have that option. However, again, like I said, the new APTUM Minimalist, the most recently updated, does have that option for a concealable magazine loadout from 1 to 2 AR mags, 1 to 2 AK mags from what I understand. So just be aware that this APTUM Minimalist is the older model. But when you go to the drop-down menu at the website at beezcombatsystems.com to purchase your own APTUM Minimalist, you will have the option of inserting inside of a Kangaroo pocket 1 to 2 AR or AK magazines. Now this one has the ability to fit a variety of cummerbunds that Beez Combat Systems does offer on their website. If you click the link cummerbunds, you'll see that there are a great variety of cummerbunds that are optionable for any type of loadout that you're going to be facing that day, whether it's training or a mission. As for this one, because of its minimalist and I'm a smaller framed individual, I do like to keep just a 3-inch elastic cummerbund here on the APTUM Minimalist. However, I do have a couple of other examples right here for you. So these are all the 3 inches. So this is the 3-inch grid. I'll get you a close-up for you. So you can see that laser cut webbing that allows for load-bearing attachments on this cummerbund. Now this cummerbund is compatible with the APTUM Minimalist. However, I don't personally run it because I like to go with as low as in profile as possible. I like to go completely minimalist. But if you are running this, for example, on the outside of a shirt and you might put a jacket on over and you wanted to run, I guess, handgun magazines on your APTUM Minimalist, there is that option for you. So do check out that cummerbund drop-down menu when you're purchasing your APTUM Minimalist. Now this is one of the skeletal 3-inch cummerbunds. Same thing, is compatible with the APTUM Minimalist. A lot of people do prefer that. What I've seen popular is, and I'll go into this into detail here briefly, is this right here is the 4-cell elastic cummerbund by Beez Combat Systems. Excuse me, just trying to get one of the 3-inch grids off there. These are all Velcro attachments. There are the options of quick release attachments as well. That comes with first spear tubes, the choice of first spear tubes or Rock 80. So do keep that in mind if you want a quick release option as well. As for these are the Velcro attachments. This is the 4-cell cummerbund, elastic cummerbund. What this allows you to do, so for example, if you're going to be running for what I typically do, instead of running a full plate carrier loadout, I typically run a Beez Combat Systems chest rig. This chest rig is the AR chest rig grid with the T-bag option. Usually if I'm running a low profile body armor and I need to switch out to something that's going to be less concealable, more seen, then I would typically run a chest rig right over my plate carrier. So that's the beauty of these low profile plate carriers by Beez Combat Systems is they do have that compatibility, that ease of comfort when it comes to putting on a chest rig over your already existing low profile plate carrier. All this really does is turn it into one of these. So this right here is just a plate carrier with the load bearing attachment technology already pre-equipped, so that way I can attach my front flaps, my extra gridlock pouches that I need, for example like my med kit or my TQ2 pouch, my juggernaut case. The APTUM Minimalist does not come with a laser cut webbing for loadout attachment technology, but throwing on a chest rig is just simply turning your plate carrier into a full loadout. So if I'm going to be doing that, that's typically what I do with a Beez Combat Systems chest rig. Now, I'm not saying by that Beez Combat Systems chest rigs are the only chest rigs that are compatible. However, if you're already going to be at beezcombatsystems.com, I recommend just purchasing one of their chest rigs because they're the most affordable chest rigs that are also still US manufactured. So unless you're running a Condor chest rig and you're on a very tight budget, I do recommend saving that because these are going to run on a 500, 1000 denier Cordura laminate. They're all laser cut. They have the T-bag attachment technology, and the versatility of these are limitless when it comes to loadout options for your special operational needs. So moving on, this right here plate carrier is made on 500 denier Cordura laminate. It is laser cut. The cummerbund option, now unlike Spiritus Systems or Ferro Concepts that usually only have a Velcro front flap that allows for the attachment of your cummerbund, Beez Combat Systems compensated for this ability because Beez Combat Systems primarily is a veteran-owned U.S. manufacturing company. And from his experience, or their experience, I mean, working as veterans, or working previously as enlisted personnel, they understand field testing when it comes to first prototypes and second prototypes of their combat equipment. And a lot of the issues with these cummerbunds that are just directly attached to the front Velcro is when you're going prone and having to crawl in any type of training scenario, or if the operation at hand needs for you to go prone and crawl. That is going to get caught and snagged, and it's going to eventually peel off, especially if you're going prone and crawling. So Beez Combat Systems compensated for this by giving you the additional option of attaching your cummerbund underneath a front flap. So there is a Velcro front flap here that is part of the cummerbund attachment. So if you do plan on having to crawl, go prone and having to crawl on your stomach, you have that option of preventing any drags and sags, which would in turn loosen or completely rid you of your cummerbund altogether. So if you want to do that quick fight light, out response, fast response type of QRF, you have the option of just throwing it right on the front. If you know you're going to be in a situation where you're going to have to, you may end up losing it from that feature, then you have the option of putting it underneath. So do keep in mind that Beez Combat Systems did compensate, because there is a lot of questions throughout social media regarding the ability of that cummerbund staying firm and secured into place. So moving on the Beez Combat Systems APTUM Minimalist, you have a front and back Velcro ID patch. So if you're running law enforcement, if you're working at bail bond recovery or fugitive recovery, DEA, FBI, ATF, whatever you're going to do, where part of your job requirement is to carry a identifier patch. Right here on the back is, the full expanse of the plate itself and the backing itself for your ID patches. Now this is not just limited to those who are working in law enforcement. Civilians can also utilize this Velcro ID patch for blood type patches. For example, I run an A positive patch because my blood type is A positive, and I also run an NKDA patch, which is a no known drug allergies patch. So if I find myself in a situation where I'm injured and am unable to communicate, whether I'm unconscious or due to the injury, at least I have those proper identifiers for any type of first response that can see to me. At least they know immediately going in that, hey, this guy's blood type is A positive and he has no known drug allergies. We could start moving him off the field. So that's one thing I wanted to point out. Now, upgraded shoulder pads are available for the APTUM, and I only recommend those depending on what type of body armor you're going to be planning on inserting into this minimalist plate carrier. A lot of these minimalist plate carriers are utilized primarily by law enforcement and military personnel, and a lot of soft body armor is inserted, which is only pistol threat rated, which is good if you're only seeing yourself in that situation, and that doesn't require for you to have to upgrade the shoulder pads or the shoulder straps to shoulder pads, because there's not as much weight bringing you down on those muscles on that skin. Especially because the whole idea behind the APTUM Minimalist design is to wear under your clothing. So for example, in the thumbnail picture that you see in this video, you can see that I'm actually utilizing the APTUM Minimalist with level 3 plus hard armor, body armor, underneath a suit jacket, suit, shirt, and tie. So I personally didn't run the shoulder straps when I took that photo. However, I also don't have to work in a field where I am required to wear such armor for 8 to 10 plus hours a day. So I can actually get away with wearing it for 4 or 5 hours at a time, which can still cause discomfort, but not to the scale of someone whose Monday through Friday job is working 10 to 12 hours a day wearing this kind of armor. So shoulder pads are optional. If you can pull them off concealed, more power to you. However, I'm, like I said, a smaller framed individual, so those kind of upgrades usually don't benefit me feature-wise. So, like I said, the cummerbunds are interchangeable, so depending on your own features and your own experiences and what you require when wearing one, you can wear whatever cummerbund you want. Straps are completely concealable, as of the APTUM Minimalist is a concealable, or you can even say strapless, because the bunching doesn't occur once you integrate them into that plate pocket. Throughout the plate carrier as well is reinforced stitching, so as opposed to traditional traditional MOLLE webbing, which is additional material for load bearing plus the reinforced stitching, which only adds to the weight, because in the field we all know ounces equal pounds after a certain amount of time. Beez Combat Systems kept it simple as possible. You know the old acronym, keep it simple, stupid. By providing reinforced stitching with no upgraded laser or MOLLE webbing, and any MOLLE webbing that would be applied to an APTUM would be, you know, your loadout APTUM, which the laser cut is actually taken into the material, not having to put on any additional weight. So what it eventually does is that laser cut provides you with the load bearing attachment technology. Allows you more material to work with, which in turn actually increases the durability and the overall strength, because now you don't have to put on, you know, 1 inch by 1 inch with reinforced stitching MOLLE webbing. You have additional material that the MIL-Spec Berry compliant webbing is actually taken out of already right there. So, and moving on to that, and mentioning MIL-Spec, the APTUM Minimalist plate carriers are all MIL-Spec and Berry compliant, so they do qualify for law enforcement use and military use if your quartermaster does sign off on that kind of tactical gear upgrade, for example, or if you're on a budget, do consider this. I won't price quote you right now. I will leave a link at the bottom of this site just so you can visit and see a price quote, because price quotes are going to vary depending on your own upgrades, color, style. If you wanted to go with a multicam black, for example, instead of the multicam coyote tan, and there's a variety of other colors available, even up there to ATAX IX, now that Beez Combat Systems has secured their laminate for the ATAX IX. So do keep that in mind, that there is a variety of colors available, and those will differentiate the total price when it comes out to checkout. So, but compared to Ferro Concepts and compared to Spiritus Systems, compared to even Tactical Tailor, which is in my backyard as I'm out of Tacoma, Washington, I can personally vouch for Beez Combat Systems when it comes to that their US manufactured tactical gear is the most affordable out of most other companies I've ever introduced. AR500, for example, they specialize in body armor, but they sell Condor Chinese-made carriers. So, not bashing other companies, I'm simply just saying, if you want something that's going to support your local economy, it's US made, it's durable, and will last you, save up the extra 10, 20, 30 bucks that you would not spend on another carrier, but spend it towards this. So, I mean, an average carrier can go anywhere between $79.99 upwards to $299.99. So, this is still retailing at an MSRP under $100, so do check that out. And again, thanks for watching. I promised you guys the APTUM Minimalist video and to highlight the features and benefits, and you know, kind of give examples of my own personal loadouts. As the last video that I provided you guys with covering the APTUM did turn out to be pretty popular, so if you haven't seen that APTUM video, do check that one out. It's going to be under the playlist for gear reviews. And again, thanks for watching. My name is Alden Morris, and again, this is the APTUM Minimalist by Beez Combat Systems.